Hi.
Hi. Today we're going to read you one of Gianna's favorite books, and it is called
Armadillo, Riverside Road.
and it's written by Laura Gates Galvin, illustrated by Katie Bratton. And she's got her little armadillo. There's the armadillo. Okay.
So you see it, guys?
A long summer day comes to an end as the sun slowly melts into the treetops. Silver maple leaves dance on their branches in a warm, gentle wind. The sky is painted deep shades of red and orange, a sign that nighttime is near, and soon there will be relief from the Texas heat.
They live in Texas. They eat bugs too.
Deep in a burrow behind the White House on Riverside Road, Armadillo wakes from a long day's sleep.
My name's Gianna. Who's yours? What's yours? What's yours?
There's the armadillo again.
Armadillo.
A breeze tickles Armadillo's small, leathery ears as she pokes her head out of her den. She pauses to feel for vibrations from footsteps nearby. All is quiet. It is safe to come out. With strong legs, she pulls her body out of her hole. Then she tiptoes through the tangle of blueberries and roses that hides her home.
I love roses.
She is an odd sight, a stout little animal covered in a shield of armor.
Armor.
Armadillo walks her funny walk, nervous and jerky, across the yard. With her nose to the ground, she plows dirt and grass in hopes of finding a delicious bug or millipede. She gobbles a few crickets and moves on, teetering on four stubby legs with her long, armored tail trailing behind.
I'm tail.
She snuffles and shuffles and snuffles and shuffles, looking for her meal. All of a sudden, Armadillo stops. Something under the soil smells delicious. With her sharp front claws, she digs a small hole and uncovers a feast of ants. Holding her breath so she won't breathe in dirt, she probes the ants' nest with her muzzle.
Muzzle means tongue, doesn't it?
And nose.
Yeah.
Armadillo reaches into the nest with her long, sticky tongue and brings a small mound of ant larvae to her mouth. Like a steam shovel.
Larva means eggs.
Right there, she's doing it.
Yeah.
Like a steam shovel, she works her tongue back and forth until the entire nest is devoured.
Devour
ants
means all done, all gone, all gone.
Yeah. The ants were good, but not enough to satisfy Armadillo's hunger. She pushes her nose back to the ground and continues hunting. Well, look at that picture. What do you think's going to happen?
I know.
Not far from Armadillo, a coyote lurks behind a swing set. He greets the rising moon with a howl. Armadillo's hearing is poor, so she doesn't notice the threatening call. But the coyote notices Armadillo. With slow, careful steps, he creeps up behind her. Armadillo catches a glimpse of his shadow, cast by the moon. Surprised, she bucks straight up into the air. As the coyote jerks back, startled by Armadillo's sudden move, she runs from him with amazing speed. The coyote chases her, staying close behind.
Behind.
Okay, let's see what's going to happen next. Armadillo flees through a thorny thicket. Her armor protects her from the prickly plants. The coyote tries to follow, yelping as the sharp thorns stab his skin. Quickly he backs out of the shrubs and runs around them, looking for Armadillo. She is nowhere to be found.
She's heading for the river.
Armadillo runs to a nearby stream and hurries in. She sinks to the bottom like a stone and walks under water.
That's cool.
As she comes up on the far bank, the coyote spots her. He dashes to the stream and leaps across. In a flash, he catches up to her. Uh-oh.
She could just stay underwater.
I don't know if they can breathe underwater that long. Just as the coyote opens his jaws to take a bite of Armadillo, she disappears into the ground. She has found safety in one of her many burrows. Armadillo stays underground as the coyote paces back and forth above her. Waiting for the coyote to give up, she falls asleep. Here she is again. Late in the night, Armadillo awakens. She is hungry again and climbs out of the burrow in search of more food. She discovers many insects roaming near the stream. Walking alongside the water, she eats every bug in her path. Soon, the moon disappears. It's time for Armadillo to go back to the burrow. She follows the stream a short distance until it runs under a bridge. Armadillo steps onto a dark, hard surface. She digs her claws into the strange ground. It doesn't budge. Armadillo has wandered onto a road. Uh-oh. Can that be dangerous for animals?
Yeah, because they can die.
Mm-hmm. Confused, Armadillo takes a few steps and tries digging again. Her claws only scratch the pavement. Suddenly, the silence of early morning is broken by an approaching roar and two beams of bright light. Whoosh! A blast of air hits Armadillo's face as a car speeds by. The force of the air knocks her over and off the road. She scrambles to her feet and finds herself near the stream again. Look at, she didn't sink to the bottom this time. Armadillo walks to the water's edge. As she steps in, the gentle current carries her away. With deep breaths of air, she inflates her body like a balloon and floats downstream. When the water becomes more shallow, she digs her claws into the soft mud and pulls herself out onto the opposite bank. As the sun begins to rise, Armadillo hurries through a thicket and across a familiar backyard. The sky is streaked with pink and purple clouds. A mockingbird greets the morning with a song. Deep in her burrow behind the White House on Riverside Road, Armadillo settles into a soft bed of grass. As the August sun becomes brighter and the air becomes warmer, Armadillo grows tired. She closes her eyes, ready for a long day's sleep.
The end.
Yep. So we hope that you enjoyed that book as much as Gianna does.